how's it going? Oh, look at that shirt. Look at that shirt. Golden State. I know Bill's a little sad today. Golden State. Really just wore that today just to kind of bust some chops at when I, for the ESPN stuff. But I just left it on. Golden State. There we go. I thought that game was interesting yesterday. The Celtics, look, man, you have 21 straight points. You don't deserve to win Game 6, so at home. So it is what it is, right? What can you do? All right, so welcome. Bet with Genius, sports soccer betting genius. Joe Miller. Remember, tonight I'm on ESPN in New York at 12 midnight Eastern time. You can listen on 98.7 if you're in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. If not, you can listen on the TuneIn Radio app. It's free, I believe, in the iTunes store and in the Google Play Store. So I'll be on there talking a lot of different stuff. I talked a little bit about the hockey. I'll talk some about the hockey today. B. Kaepernick coming on later. We're going to talk some MLS. He's going to break down the games. I know we talked a little bit yesterday. My man AM Plus Money. But make sure you're liking, subscribing, ringing the bell so you'll be able to watch all the shows on the Max Wagers Network. And there's a lot of them. Midday Money, Sean Higgs, noon Eastern Time, Morning Wood, Allie Burns, 1 to 2, Just Parlays with Chris King. Remember, Just Parlays with Chris King. This guy, 2 10-team parlays he's already hit this year. You like money? I like money. What movie was that? Idiocracy. It's a good movie. Very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Prescient? Scott and Scott, back to the window, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, of course, it's me. Game time decisions, 5 to 6 with Nick, Tim, and Lenny. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Please make sure you're going on there and liking and subscribing. We're going to have more stuff for you coming soon. I have a lot of shows in my head planned. Going to be some interesting stuff for NFL season. I got one of the best offensive minds in football, Todd Smith. He coaches with Tony Racioppi. So, if you watch the Heisman Trophy last year, Tony Racioppi coached Kenny Pickett, and he's coached a lot of these quarterbacks. He's a quarterback guru. And Todd Smith is an offensive line guru. He sends guys all over the place to high D1. So we're going to break down these games based on line play. I think it's going to be interesting. There's going to be one show we're going to do maybe on Thursdays. You're definitely going to want to watch and tune in. I can't give you a lot more information than that right now, but it's definitely going to be interesting. So we have this new promo code once again, $1,500 for your first free bet with Caesars Sportsbook. If you win your $1,500, look, and once again, it's up to $1,500. If you want to bet $500 or $300 or $100, that's on you. If you want to bet $1,500, you can do it. If you win, congrats, you got the money. If you don't, you get that amount back as a free bet to use on your next wager. You must use this promo code. See this right here? It's hard to do the circle. You want to go in like the opposite way, right? See this promo code right there? Video Winners 15. Use it. Get your free money. We're in a recession. Use your free money. And then take it and go buy some gasoline or ice cream or chicken wings or whatever. You see, now I'm going to give you a life hack here. You know, and I know some parts of the country it's tough, but you know, we have started. We have some air fryers, and we have started to do this where we cook. I don't do it, but Anne Marie does it. We go to the store. I buy the wings, and we get them in these big packs, and she seasons them really well here. She cooks them really well. We put them in these fryers, and they cook up great. And it costs $8 for the bag of wings. You go to the store and buy, 30 wings. The wings come like this, right? They come in the long piece. I like the long flat pieces. That's what I like. And then the legs, right? And you get like 20 of them. That's 40 wings. In the store, that's two. The flat piece and the wing counts as two, or the leg, sorry. So, it's like 40 wings for $8. Man, try to get 40 wings for $8 anywhere around here. It's impossible. You can't do it. But if you use that Caesars promo code Video Winners 15 and win $1,500 or more, because if you do it, on a parlay, all of a sudden you can win a lot more. You go and you pick up some wings. You get you buy one of these ninja foodies. Got one. I got one today for about $150 on Amazon. I got another one. We have a lot of them. We have the real big one. It's like the 10 whatever, but it doesn't work. It's okay. The other one's really good though, Ninja Foodie. So by Princeton based, right by me, right? So listen, I'm just gonna get to some stuff right away. I want to show you some of the that's the hockey. We'll get to that too. But this PARLAYS game last night is crazy game. Look at this. PARLAYS scored 4 goals in the final from 42 minutes until the end of the half. They were losing 1-0 in the 41st minute and scored 4 goals in the final. The final 3 minutes, whatever. It's injury time, so it's it's not 7 minutes. They scored 4 goals in 7 minutes. How crazy is that? And there was a red card. So if you took that PARLAYS team total over the over, or PARLAYS minus 1.5, which we gave out, you're sitting pretty, right? There you go. I didn't love a lot of the games yesterday. I think we talked about that. That was definitely the main game. Look, we're going to start talking about some of these Chinese Super League games. I think there's some money to be made there. I think there's definitely some money to be made in that league. Anyway, so when Kaepernick comes on, we will talk with him about some of the yeah. Man, this is crazy. All right. So what do we got here? All right, let me take this promo code down. All right, so put But remember the promo code Video Winners 15, okay? And you will make some money. There's not a lot of action tonight. When you go to the live score bet, a lot of the games happened already. Not a lot of action tonight. Look, in a couple weeks, we're a few weeks out from, stuff happening. But, there are some games on the weekend. And, mainly in, there's a couple Serie A games. There's a lot of MLS games here. A lot. I'm going to leave that to Kaepernick here, Dre. I want to look a little bit at this. I know, I said I got burned on it, but I'd like to look a little bit at this Norwegian league here. You got Sarpsborg and Strømsgodset tomorrow. And we'll look at the table very quickly before we do anything. So, one of the cool things is here, when you do this, so let's Sarpsborg and Strømsgodset. So when you click on the actual game, you can see their actual place in the table, and they are highlighted in white. So Strømsgodset is 17 points. Sarpsborg is 13 points. Go back here and Christiansen against Bodo Glimt. See Bodo Glimt here in 8th. Christiansen, no wins in 7. They've only played 7 matches, -9 goal difference. So right away, I'm looking at that game. Now, look, to me, it's interesting. Remember, Strømsgodset, they're on the road here, but they're higher up the table. And Bodo Glimt is a very good team. And Bodo Glimt usually beats, not usually, here's 5 in a row. 5 in a row. 3-0, 2-0. So let's take a look quickly at Bodo Glimt win to nil plus 235. Wow. I'm on that. I like it. I'll buy that for $1, right? Movie. RoboCop. So I think you can get Bodo Glimt here minus 0.75, minus 115. Decent value. You might even push it to -1. It's plus 115. So to be honest, I would rather just leave it at the minus 115. It's close enough for me for even money that, I'm going to say, because once again, if it's a draw, it doesn't matter. You lose, right? So I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to take it at minus 115. Ooh, excuse me. And then, if you bet $40, you're going to, win, I don't know, 20 something back, 28, something like that. I think the full time is going to be interesting when you see Bodo Glimt is minus 175 to score 2 goals. So, and they're over 1.5 is 195. So to me, that means they're thinking the game is probably going to be, 2-0. Excuse me, 2-0, 2-1. So I do like this game though, Bodo Glimt, and this team is 13 points. You see them start rocketing up the table very shortly. I don't love the other game, so I'm probably going to just back off that. All right. Once again, we're going to save the MLS. I think we talked a little bit about the MLS yesterday. I kind of gave the games we were looking at. So we can save that. Look, NPL. Look, once again, there's probably some chances to win on these games. Bayside United, Minus 360. This is weird though. Minus 360 plus 550. This should be way. I don't know. I feel like that should be higher, but I don't necessarily like to go with those games that I don't really know. In this league, here we go. Just want to look at this table, Rick. Coops. 8 wins, 2 draws, plus 12 goal difference. So Coops is playing FC Honka. 3rd place. Look at that. Coops against Honka. It's a big-time game. This Coops team is pretty good, though. Honka doesn't give up a lot of goals either, though. Interesting game. Helsinki is in 2nd place, HJK, and they are hosting AC Oulu, and they're in 4th. So 1st place 3rd, 2nd place 4th, and the difference in the odds is really interesting. Obviously Coops on the road, but this Honka team is pretty good too. HJK minus 385. Wow. Minus 118. HJK Helsinki Coops 0-0 before the break. Coops. I like that name. So look, is there value in these games? Yes. I think you can find some. What I might do is go here. I don't know what I already had in the. Oh, I already had over 1.5 total goals for San Jose. So 1.5 over 1.5 goals for Santa Fe or San Jose, and then HJK at minus 385 pays a cool 278. Let's see what it gets if you get the Asian line. Minus 1.5. I'm going to bounce it to 1 just to see what we get. Plus 323. Plus 455 on the minus 1.5. That's a little bit. A little that might be worth it. But, once again, you got Premier B, Premier C. Look, I'll be honest. I watch. I watch every game. I try to watch as many Premier League games as I can. Every window that's on, I'll watch something. I have the Goal Zone, whatever they call it now, Goal Rush or whatever. And I also watch. I'll try to watch the highlights at night on Saturday night, and I'll come home from doing whatever I'm doing. I'll sit and watch like the 10 or 12-minute highlights that they have on Peacock Premium, and sit there and watch the condensed version of the match. And if a lot of times the being sport will have the league on games, and I'll just sit and watch a match. They show the games at 8:00 at night, basically like Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. They just put a game on from the weekend, and I'll usually watch it if I'm not doing anything. So I'll watch it and have it on in the background and stuff. But I enjoy watching that. But I'll watch some of the championship, But when you start talking about like League 1, League 2, look, there's odds on these games and there's experts on these games. There's people that will come on this show later and be experts at the lower leagues. When we get closer to the league starting at the end of July, I'm going to start having some experts on and to talk about these games because there's value in these games. And I am the soccer betting genius. That's what it says on the show, right? The soccer betting genius. But my genius is like most geniuses. Albert Einstein probably didn't know how to paint. Jackson Pollock probably didn't know, particle physics. Although his paintings look like kind of atoms moving, so maybe he did, I think genius is sometimes limited to certain things, but it is what it is. But, but there's no shame in saying, listen, why don't you come and help me out? And say, hey, listen, I know you're an expert in League 1 in England. I know you're an expert in the Liga NOS, Primera League in Portugal. I know you watch all these games. I know you're an expert in the Belgium Jupiler League. There's all these experts. My man Danny, who works for ESPN in the Netherlands, he knows the Belgian and the Netherlands League, Eredivisie, a lot. He knows them very well. He played professionally over there, and now he's on ESPN, and he's an expert in some of these leagues. So we're going to try to get you some information out there. This hour show right now is sometimes tough because there's not a lot of games, but coming up and starting in 2 or 3 weeks, the games are starting to come already. Champions League. Once these Champions League games start July 5th, the first round games, and you play the Tuesday, Wednesday. And then the next round is Tuesday, Wednesday. There's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because there's the Europa Conference and stuff, Europa League qualification. There's games and there's good teams playing. And, then there's the MLS on the weekend and League MX and whatever. So there's always stuff to talk about. To look at some of these. Champions League. Let me put these down at the bottom real quickly. Oh, you know what? I'm going to talk about the hockey. I want to talk about the hockey just real quickly before Kaepernick comes on. I think with this game, I think here's the way I saw this game the other night. Avalanche hadn't played in a while. They're rested. They're jacked. It's the Stanley Cup. They hadn't been in a long time. The Tampa Bay's been in every year. They score the 2 early goals. Tampa Bay gets the 1. It's 3-1 at the end of the first. They're all jacked up, and then you get the rust sets in that second period. We haven't played in a little bit. We keep sweeping teams. You haven't played in a while. Tampa Bay scores, ties it up. I think if Tampa Bay won that game, I think the possibility that this series goes 6 games or 7 games would have increased dramatically. Like it probably would have went. Tampa's going to win somewhere another game, right? But what happened? The Avalanche scored a minute into overtime. They pulled out a game they didn't play their best hockey in. And all of a sudden now you got game 2 tomorrow night. And the Avs have a chance to go up 2 games to nil. And you see these futures odds now. Avalanche minus 265 to win the cup. It's going to be about minus 1,000 if they win game 2. They're really quick. They're younger. McKinnon's Maker, whatever his name is, McKinnon. These guys are good players. They're both, interesting odds to win the Conn Smythe. They're both around plus 150. McKinnon and Maker. And if Avalanche win, one of those two is going to win. See what the odds are. Conn Smythe here. Plus 160, plus 160. Khrushchev is going to get it, obviously, Vasilevsky will get it if Tampa wins. I think if you took, $100 and bet it on McKinnon or Maker and one of them wins, you're clearing $60. Right? You win plus 160 and then you lose 100. So wait a second. Let me figure this out. So you bet 100, and if you win, you get 260 because you get your 100 plus your 160, right? And then you bet 100 on Anchor, and then you lose 100, so it's plus 160. So you're up $160. $1,000 plus 160, you get $2,600 back. You lose $1,000 plus $1,600. That's not too bad, is it? So that's that way to bet it. Here's the way I lay. Here's what I'm going to tell you about this game. I love this bet here. Avalanche. What's that parlay? Man, you take Avalanche regular time 3-way money line plus 108 and over 1.5 goals for Real Salt Lake, and that's plus 524. Whoa. Now we're cooking. Anyway, I do like this 108, and the one thing I really like is here, and you'll see pre-packs, just game props. Oh man, look at that. This line's moved. Over 3.5 goals plus 108, including overtime. To be honest, I would just take regular time. I think, let me see what you can get here. Over 3, minus 125. I'll take that. I actually like that play a little bit. The main play, though, I think for this game would be, and I know if you listen to the ESPN show tonight, you'll hear our picks, and Joe Wiz has a different idea about this game. I personally think that the Avalanche are going to win this series in 5. And I think if they win tonight and then get game 3, I think it could be 4. I think it could be a sweep. I just think it's their year. I know Tampa fights through and all this stuff, but I just think it's their year. I love this play. Colorado Avalanche plus 108. Love it. So let me pull this down and pull up the MLS because I see it is. Where are all the other games? All soccer. Let's pull these up. I see our guy, Kaepernick. B. Kaepernick with.
Hey.
How are you doing? How was the move last week? You're helping your friend move, right?
Yeah, it was hot. It was very hot, but
we moved. I moved.
yeah.
We finished moving here on Memorial Day, and it was 95. I don't know, man. It was. I hate moving, and we got done. I mean, thankfully, but I just
Yeah.
I don't like it. So, so how's it going? Are you watching any of these MLS games during the week at all?
Yeah. It's going good. I actually I went 3-2 on the MLS games that happened midweek. Pretty good games. Pretty good games. I'm pretty disappointed that I couldn't get the over 2.5 in the Orlando game because it was 1-1 before the half. So I was surprised there was no goal afterwards. You know, uh, it was who was it between? It was Orlando FC and
Which night
I think
was
it
it?
was yeah. It was I think it was like on Tuesday or Monday or no wait, Tuesday or Wednesday. It
Oh
was
yeah,
Orlando
Orlando and New
versus New
England, right
England.
here. Yeah, Orlando and New England.
Yeah.
It was.
New England they were sitting 2 points behind Orlando, and they scored first, but I knew Orlando would score as well, and they did so before the half. So I was surprised there was no third goal to decide the game. It's pretty disappointing because they're both so close in the standings. You would think that one of them wants to, you know, New England would want to jump over Orlando, but they wasn't. They wasn't even trying very hard in the last 10 minutes.
We talked a little bit about this game earlier in the week, the Seattle Vancouver. I just thought Seattle was gonna. Seattle starts the season slowly sometimes because they have all those other competitions they're in, and they ended up winning the Champions League. And I just thought at this, I thought this team was going to start to get hot over the next, couple weeks as they kind of just focus on this league. And I mean, this game was over. 5 minutes was 1-0. Halftime it was 2-0, and it just this Vancouver team really, really
Uh,
struggled.
yeah. I'm sure you can recall every time I come on the show, I always tell you to fade the Canada teams. I made most of my money this week on that game. I had um, Rodon to score. I had over 1.5 goals for the Seattle Sounders. I had over 2.5. I had all those plays on that game, and it was a fantastic game. Uh, Rui Diaz, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It was a great game, honestly, to watch. Seattle, they started off really bad this year to start the season, but I knew they were going to pick it up. I knew they were going to pick it up. They're a championship team in the past. It wasn't going to last for very long.
Yeah, they focus. I think a lot of their when you have a chance, they obviously won the CONCACAF Champions League and the first title for the MLS in this new format. They had a chance to make history, and I think they knew once they got you get to the quarters and you're playing an MLS team, and I think your focus starts to turn towards that. Like, hey, let's finish off this Champions League. We always have time. There's so many teams that get in the playoffs in the MLS. I think they know they can kind of, move up the table a little bit. And just real quickly, this kid here, Jacob Nerwinski, who plays for Vancouver, he used to play against my high school. We played against them in the Mercer County tournament. They had 2 pro players on the team, and we beat them 3-2. So just tells you how good of a coach I was back in the day.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, right away, just to show you, this. I had this loaded up. Saturday night, the 9:30 game, Real Salt Lake and San Jose Earthquakes. I had over 1.5 goals for San Jose at plus 200. The last two times these teams have played, it's been 4-3. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's one of the games you were. I mean, the last 5 times they played 4-3, 4-3, 5-2, and then 2-1, 2-0. So San Jose scored at least 2 goals in every game. And I know both these teams haven't been fantastic, but I think San Jose is 25th. They've given up 32 goals but scored 25, and then Real Salt Lake has given up. I don't even know where they are. I saw them and then I lost them. Salt Lake they must be up the standings here. They're in 4th place in all the MLS with a -1 goal difference. Man, what does that tell you?
Yeah. It's a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's one of the games you're looking at, but I had that up. I don't know about the game, per se, but I just thought there was going to be some goals in this game.
Yeah, I have plays for every game for tomorrow, but the value isn't the greatest on all the games. A lot of it aligns up with how I predict the game is going to go, which is why like a lot of the numbers are like juiced to like minus 170, minus 165, and they keep on climbing as we're talking right now.
Yeah,
a lot of my plays that I have right now, they keep on going up and up. So
will you put if you have something like that, say you like maybe you like I don't know, Philadelphia Union or something like that, and it's 165. And then you like another game, it's minus 170. Will you put them together in a parlay sometimes to get even money, or will you just leave it at minus 165 as a single?
Yeah, I think about minus 170 is my limit to not parlay something. I'm definitely fine with putting $50 on a minus 160, a minus 165. I'm definitely willing to put big money on those kind of bets, but when it goes past 170, 180. I want to parlay those. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I never really like. I mean, I know like a lot of these times Manchester City is like minus 300. They're gonna win easily, but it's almost like you gotta lay like $30 to win 10. It's almost like not.
It's really tough because people in this the World Cup friendlies and stuff. They had England. They had a bad run. France had a bad run. And they were minus 200, minus 300. So
yeah, that's the problem.
To me, I get more fishy when it comes to those big numbers. I get kind of fishy with those ones.
Yeah, exactly. So first game on the board is Seattle and LAFC. What do you like about that game?
So I like LAFC to score first. It's at plus money right now. It's plus 110. The Seattle, they played on a Tuesday. They played Vancouver, and they won 4-0. They're getting a hot streak going. They got a stride going. But LAFC is a better defensive team, and they are, one of the best teams, offenses in the league right now. And they keep on getting better. They just signed a defensive player too. So it's going to be even a little bit more harder for Seattle to score first. I think that LAFC can score first in this game. 3 out of the last 5 home games, the opposition has scored first on Seattle. But my safest play for this game would probably be both teams to score. Given Seattle's resurgence, it's likely that both teams will score tomorrow. But for plus money, I'm going with LAFC to score first. I'm wearing the jersey today. Wear the jersey just to support them.
All right, nice. The next game is the other LA team playing Portland, 5:00. I know Portland hasn't been playing very well right now. I know Galaxy have been a little up and down. I mean, Portland's just been really, really bad, especially of late, and just falling down the table here, all the way back down to 24th in the whole league, and when you split the conference, it's they're down to 12th out of 14. What do you see for this game?
Yeah, I like LAFC. I mean LA Galaxy in this game versus Portland. Like I said, like you already said, Portland is one of the worst teams right now in the league. They also are one of the worst teams away from home. I think they've only won one game in like the last six home game or five home games. They're not doing very good away from home. Uh, LA Galaxy just washed them 3-1 in April.
Yeah,
So
I saw that. We talked about that the other day. I think that's a it's sometimes they score like they beat them 2-1 and 4-1 last year too, but like they just beat them like a couple months ago 3-1, and Portland's playing worse now. So and LA
it
Galaxy.
really is, yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, sometimes, I just sometimes it's weird with the MLS lines because LA Galaxy, with all this stuff, LA should probably be like closer to -170, -175. So you get them at -143. I think that's pretty good value for that game.
Yeah, and that's why I want to tell everybody to get on that right now if you're with us because I do see that number climbing up closer to match time. I think that's going to be about a 160 minus 155 before the kickoff. So
Yeah, I could see that definitely
yeah,
happening.
like also like and the line is fishy, but before the break, the international break, LA Galaxy they beat LAFC and they beat Austin FC, two of the top five teams in the league right now. So
Yeah, no, I
I don't
agree.
see why they don't believe in them. I don't see why they don't believe in them.
Yeah, I like that game. I think sometimes too, like it's weird just because they don't know how teams are going to come out of the break. But yeah, I definitely like Galaxy in that game. Um, See the Red Bulls against Toronto, -335 for the Red Bulls. I know you're about fading the Canadian teams other than Montreal. Is that kind of the way you're looking at this?
Yeah, I do want to fade. I do want to fade Toronto in this game. Uh, However, Toronto is they've been scoring goals. They've been losing, but they've been scoring goals. I could see Dallas scoring more than one goal on this team. Uh, my best play for this game is over 2.5 goals. It's -130 right now, so I would take that. I think both teams can score. Maybe Toronto gets a late score after uh, Dallas FC is winning by more than 2 goals. I might even take Dallas. I might even take the Red Bulls. The Red Bulls the first half as well. Honestly,
Yeah, I think first half for Red Bulls -148, but then if you have I saw them for a little bit. What was it minus? Yeah, -0.75 in the first half. Asian handicap is about even money, so maybe you could do that. And, hope they score a
yeah,
couple.
yeah, I definitely do think that the Red Bulls score 2 goals in this game tomorrow. It's just hard for me to see it. It's hard for me to say that they just demolished the Toronto team right now. The Red Bulls they're all right now, but they're not the best team that I want to back right now at this moment.
Okay. Um. Oh, Montreal's playing Austin. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I want more goals. I want a lot of goals in this game. Both teams are leading right now, top two in the standings right now of goals scored. Montreal has 28. Austin FC has 28. So they have 28 goals so far this season. Montreal is one of the worst teams goals allowed. So I don't trust their defense. I am going to back Austin FC draw no bet at +165 because one thing about Austin FC is they are a good away team. They put up goals away from home, and so I'm going to support them. Uh, like I said, they're both highly potent offenses. The last 6 straight away games for Austin FC have gone over 2.5. And the last 5 home games for Montreal have gone over. So I'm going over 2.5, 2.75 goals at -135. and I think Austin FC can win this game.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. We were talking about that the other day about how Austin FC as a favorite, or as an underdog at +2 something. There's been a few times on here where you've come on and say that, and I've kind of tailed it, and then they've won the game. So, for a pretty good team, they are 230 and 240 a lot. So I think we came up with that yesterday. We said, a lot of times I think that's, there's people still think maybe they're like an expansionish team. I mean, I know it's their second year, but I think it takes a little while for some of the books and the players to catch up, but they're a good team. So
yeah, very good team.
Anything on this Columbus Crew and Charlotte game?
These are two bottom feeders right now. Chicago. Yeah, I don't have. Oh, it'd be Charlotte. I don't have much on this game. I would lean under 2.5 in the Columbus Crew Charlotte game, just because both these teams aren't. Yeah, both these teams don't really have good offenses. They're very defensive minded. Columbus Crew, they are a faster paced team, so that's why that's at plus money. Is because if Columbus Crew control the pace, it could very much well go over 2.5. But I think Charlotte FC, they're dying for a win. They're going to try to contain. They are the better defense, and I think that it's going to go under 2.5. It might be a 1-1 draw, honestly.
All right. So many games Saturday. The Orlando City SC and Houston Dynamo, Union Cincinnati Fire, DC United. There's still 5 more games that it's. I always think it's crazy with the schedule, like how they don't really split it up. Like I feel like they should put a couple games on Friday and like some on Saturday. Split them up. Just like
Definitely.
so many games, like from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock on Saturday. 9 o'clock on Saturday night. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, which is a little bit crazy. But which
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anything on those? Anything on like the later games?
All right, so I'm supporting FC Dallas, of course. They're favorited to win the game already by quite a few. I'm really high on them right now. I'm really low on anyone from Canada, so I'm going against Canada again. But the only value I can really see on this matchup is for FC Dallas to keep a clean sheet. It's plus 110. I think they can. Them being at home versus a Vancouver team who they have no identity. They are one of the 3 lowest scoring teams in the league. I can see FC Dallas just torching them and not allowing any goals.
You can get Dallas win to nil at plus 150 too. So I think sometimes when bettors look at that, do I take the just to keep the clean sheet, which means it's a 0-0 wins the bet, and obviously if they win the game, or win to nil takes away the draw, but you're going to get a lot better value. It's if you're kind of convinced the team is going to just keep it clean, would you rather just say bet them to keep a clean sheet instead of the win to nil? It's just to be a little bit safer.
In this case, you are 1,000% right. The best value is to win to nil, because I do think they win this game, and I do think they keep a clean sheet. The best part about the clean sheet, I would use it more towards these European teams, like a Southampton versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm going to definitely I'm going to a clean sheet, because it could end up in a 0-0
Yeah,
game.
I mean, Wolves. Wolves. I mean, you can basically. It got to the point where Wolves games were like under, minus
Oh yeah,
1.5 last year. I mean, they're just. I mean, how every game it's either going to be 0-0, 1-0 either way, or one maybe 1-1 if you're lucky. But that's. I mean, that. As a United fan, when you're watching these games for the last like 4 years, that they played Wolves one time, I think like 3 times in a matter of like 4 weeks because they had a replay in the FA Cup, and it was like in the 3 games, I think there was 1 goal scored, and it's just like it's just the way like you just know these games are going to be like awful. And you just hope
exactly.
your team can win get a win. But I think sometimes you could find some value in doing that instead of like you don't even have to, like if you just say Wolves are going to keep a clean sheet. I don't even care if they win. They're just going to keep a team
Exactly.
down. So
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It definitely the 1-0 is the best value for this game.
What any of the other Saturday night games that you like?
The last Saturday night game that I'm really focused on is
not the Fire DC United, right?
Nah, I really want to stay away from those these lower ranked teams. I do want to stay away.
That's a bad game, man. That's a hard game to bet. I mean,
it's gonna be a hard game to watch. Yeah,
they're
hard
gonna
to watch.
Yeah, it's exactly like it's a hard game.
But back to your what you were saying about the Real Salt Lake and earthquakes.
Yeah,
you can get the Asian handicap for the over 2.75 goals for minus 115. I wouldn't mind that. San Jose is one of the best teams right now scoring, and they are allowing the most goals. So it's kind of weird how they are allowing the most, but then scoring the top 4 most.
I mean,
so it's really crazy.
Sometimes when you look at this here, 4-3, the last 2 games, 4-3, 4-3, and those games were 45 days apart, and like it, and then 2-1, 2-0, 5-2, like it just. Sometimes when 2 teams play, it's just going to be goals. And you don't know why. And sometimes maybe they don't score goals in other games. But these 2 teams both let in a lot of goals and score a lot of goals. So, like, right away, I'll look at, those games. And that's why, when you look at the full time, over 1.5 for San Jose, I mean, they've scored 2 goals in this matchup. 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 times in the last like 2 years. So, I mean, if you're going to give it to me at plus 200, I don't know if it's going to happen in this game or not, but it happened in at least the last 5. So, why not take a shot at plus 200?
It's definitely worth a shot. Definitely. I just can't see there being any less than 3 goals in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
These teams are just, oh man, they're not even trying. Salt Lake, they're a top. Actually, no, they're doing pretty decent right now on their the sheets right now. They're doing pretty decent, but they still offering more. They're higher than mid tier when it comes to goals allowed. So they're in my middle bracket, so they will allow goals if the pace is pushed. And I think the heavy pressure of San Jose is going to force this game wide open.
Yeah, Kaepernick, Foxy checking in said, "What's good, Sean and Kaepernick? I know he's been cleaning up in South America. I hope we had our game yesterday, and then Sunday there's 4 games. They're interesting games. All the teams are favored by at least minus 150, which is really odd for the MLS. But anything stand out for you on Sunday?
See on Sunday. Let's make sure.
Your Sporting KC is plus 430 again. They're struggling big time, huh?
Yeah, it's a rough season so far. Who are we playing? That's the question.
Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville's probably going to beat us. They're also surging up to standings right now. They are currently, in my rankings, they are 5th in the West right now. 5th in the MLS West.
Yeah.
Um,
Nashville just won 2-1 on back on April 9th, but Nashville is playing really well of late. Sporting's not. Um,
yeah,
I just, I don't know how to. It's a tough game to bet. I mean, I guess you could take.
it's if it was at KC, I would be looking to get the draw no bet Sporting KC, but I cannot. I went to the game that happened on last Sunday, and it was it was terrible to watch. The officiating was bad. So it's not saying that we aren't a worthy team, but it's really hit or miss right now when it comes to who we're looking to carry us. So in
Uh,
Nashville, they're getting better and better every week.
um, Foxy's plays are Sunday, Nashville, NYCFC, and Atlanta to win, and both teams to score with Seattle and let me go back and see if I can get that. Both teams to score. Which one of the games you gave out? And that parlay pays plus 464, and it's minus 210, minus 152, minus 210, minus 182. Obviously, lines are going to be different with different books, but I think when you look at that, it seems like we gave that out, the both teams to score out, and Sunday, Nashville, you said NYCFC hosting Colorado at minus 210, and Atlanta hosting Inter Miami at minus 210. Um, what would you say about that parlay?
Um, the only one I'm worried about is the Atlanta and Miami FC and Miami FC.
Okay.
Only because they're right close to each other in the standings right now. It could be a low scoring game. I have it to go under 2.5 goals on my book. I have that chose. Uh, it really is really tough to call because both these teams are not good offensively. They are literally in my rankings the bottom two in the East right now in scoring.
Yeah,
So
they
it really
don't.
is tough. Yeah.
I know Inter Miami gives up some goals, minus 7 goal difference, but once again, they're ahead of Atlanta in the table. Atlanta's given up 20 and scored 20, so they're zero. But
and,
yeah,
and, and that's where I side with you, and that's where I am comfortable with the parlays because Atlanta is at home. They
yeah.
are a good home team, and they do play really hard for their fans. The fans do push them, and they do put fear into the opposition. So I will support that parlay. Yeah, definitely, I endorse that. It's just that it being two teams that don't have good offenses, the coaches might both just go for a draw and just might stay where they're at in the table. You know,
So do you have any plays on the hockey game at all tomorrow night, or any kind of baseball standout plays? I know you have
uh,
give out a lot of picks on your. Make sure you're over on his Twitter page as well, at B Kaepernick, because he gives out a lot of picks on there as well. So, it's if you don't have it, it's not a big deal. But
I only have one play fully handicapped right now, and that's
for baseball, is
for
that
baseball, and
tonight or
that's
tomorrow?
that's today. Yeah, I have one play right now handicapped, and that's the Red Sox to beat the Cardinals.
Yeah,
I think, yeah.
who's pitching tonight for the Red Sox?
It's Adam Wainwright, and it's scary. It's not an easy matchup. It's Wainwright, so it's not like a cakewalk. But the bats for Red Sox have been waking up severely. And the Cardinals they've slumped the
I
last
like
two
Waka
couple
too.
games.
Waka's a good pitcher. I mean, that's a pretty good matchup tonight. Waka has been really very good.
Yes.
Wainwright has been too, 5-4, 2.84, but Waka's been very good. And this Red Sox team is pretty hot, like you said, which is
Hmm.
interesting. So,
Yeah, I'm going to side with them. But other than that, I have no fully handicapped games besides that one. But I'm going to have more to post shortly on Twitter. So keep on lookout.
all right. Um, All right, so that's basically our show. We have a new. Remember, we got the new Caesars promotion. New users wager up to $1,500 on your first bet. If you win, you get your money. If you don't, you get that back as a free bet. 1,500. We said, listen, we need a better. We got all these guests on. We need better promos. 1,500 they gave us. Video winners 15. So jump on that. Make sure you're following everybody on here. Like, subscribe, ring the bell so we can keep bringing this program. And make sure you're going over to check. Now, will you post those? Will you post those picks on your Twitter later today, or will you just?
Yes, the first night games start at 5:05, and I will have my picks posted before 5:00.
All right, there
you go.
5,
my time, so
5:00 each in an hour.
Yeah.
Before, we're 5:00 each, so before 5:00. You're Central, right?
So in an hour, yeah.
They'll be posted up in the next hour. So Atlanta way below par, but I can't take Phil Neville seriously. Awful manager. Yeah, look.
I agree. I
think I think you got to go with that. So, all right. Yeah. So, thanks for coming on another show. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week and talk a little bit about some more games. Obviously, maybe we'll talk a little bit about the Premier League things. So,
a lot of moves going on. A lot of moves.
Yeah, it's so much stuff going on right now. So, all right. So, thanks for watching, and see you next week at 4:00 on Monday. And remember, next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe different times yet. We got to figure it out. I'll let you know Monday or Tuesday. But all right. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you next week.